Hello, I'm Darren Magee, and today's topic is looking at a psychological phenomenon known as the fear of missing out. In this video, I'll outline what it is, the reasons behind it, give some examples, and lastly, some ideas to help overcome it. So, if you find this to be interesting, please consider subscribing. So to be fair, all of us can feel like we're missing out on things at times. We might regret not going to some event that everyone else said was fantastic. And also, there are times when maybe we can use our fear of missing out as a way to motivate us. It's an incentive to strive for improvement. But the fear of missing out, or FOMO, can be characterized by a pervasive apprehension that others might be having a rewarding experience that you're not. And this fear often leads to a desire to stay continually connected with what others are doing. Now, although the term was first coined by Dr. Dan Herman in a research paper back in 1996, it is a concept that's been around for a lot longer. It is closely tied to social comparison theory, which was introduced by Leon Festinger back in 1954. This theory suggests that people determine their own social and personal worth based on how they stack up against others. When people see friends or acquaintances engaging in activities or achieving goals, they might feel inferior or excluded. It refers to the feeling that others may be having more fun or experiencing things that you're not. They're living a better life than you are. It's the belief that you might be missing out on something important that others are experiencing, or perhaps missing out on opportunities. An example could be maybe getting an invite to a party or a social event that you've no real interest in, but there is a fear that something interesting might happen and you'll miss out. But there are other similarly related concepts, such as the fear of better options, and this could refer to a fear that you're missing out on potentially better alternatives. For instance, you might get an invite to 2 parties, but regardless of which one you choose, the fear is the other one would be better. Then there's the mystery of missing out, and this refers to fearing that you're missing out on something but you have no idea what it is. So some examples of fearing missing out on something could be, firstly, maybe a work colleague gets a promotion or gets invited to attend an exclusive training event. Or it could be seeing friends or family members participating in something you're not involved in. So there can be a feeling of exclusion. On social media, there could be constantly checking for updates on posts, feeling left out if others are tagged in something and you're not. The thing about social media is it tends to be an environment where there tends to be a lot of bragging. People tend to present their best version of their perfect life, so there can be a lot of competition. And some people look at what they believe are perfect people with perfect lives and they compare themselves unfavorably. But the fear of missing out can affect a wide range of people in different ways. For instance, people who are high in neuroticism, well, they're more likely to experience negative emotions such as anxiety, sadness, and loneliness, and this can make them more susceptible. People with low self-esteem might constantly seek validation and reassurance from others. The belief that if they're missing out on social experiences, well, this can exacerbate their feelings of inadequacy. But there can also be envy, fearing others are having a better time, achieving more. And it can also affect extroverts and those who are high attention seeking. People who gain energy from social interactions or have a high need for varied and complex experiences might experience it more intensely as they naturally have a higher desire to engage in social activities and a desire for constant stimulation and excitement. Lastly, a fear of missing out has been found to be associated with a lower sense of having basic psychological needs met, things such as competence, autonomy, and relatedness. There can also be a lower feeling of life satisfaction in general. Seeing others' accomplishments or social gatherings can make some people feel less competent, autonomous, or connected. But the fear can be quite a powerful emotion, and some research suggests that in some people the fear of missing out can lead to anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, and in some cases risk-taking behaviours that they would otherwise avoid. So, how do you address it? Well, some ideas that might help could be, firstly, if it's social media driven, you might try something of a detox. If you can't remove social media apps from your phone, maybe try to reduce the usage by limiting the time you allow yourself to go online. A change in focus and perspective can help as well. We can have very strong feelings about something, but feelings aren't always an accurate reflection of reality. Remember, it is a fear that you may miss out on something. In reality, you might not be. While it can be an uncomfortable, even an unpleasant feeling, Sometimes that's all it is. It is a feeling, and it is fueled by our imagination. In fact, in many cases, we might fear missing out more than we would actually enjoy being there. You could maybe give yourself permission not to take part in something if it's not really your thing, and stop comparing yourself unfavorably to others. Instead, focus on what you do enjoy, what you are good at. Maybe try practicing a little bit of gratitude for what you do have rather than focusing on what you believe you lack. Feeling loneliness and fearing exclusion can lead to low mood and anxiety. Try forming real connections with real people to build a sense of belonging. And when it comes to fearing decision making, remember it's not necessarily the need to make the right choice. Sometimes it is the fear of making the wrong one. But not all decisions are huge and life-changing. Sometimes it's just something as simple as, do I pick an Android or an iPhone? And we don't always know the outcome from the beginning. We can't always change our decisions we've made, but we can be more accepting of the outcomes. And if you don't go to that party on Saturday night, okay, you may regret it, you may be disappointed, but how much will it matter in the long term? So to summarise, the fear of missing out can come from an unhappiness and a dissatisfaction with life. Among other things, it can be fueled by envy, low self-esteem, and unreasonable expectations on yourself. Now, as I said earlier, in some cases, it can also be an incentive to try new things and to meet new people. But as I often say, maybe it's about balance. So that's a brief outline of the fear of missing out. I'll add the research in the description of this video if you'd like further information. But as always, if there's anything you'd like to add, anything I may have missed, please feel free to use the comment section. And if you find this video to be interesting, please consider subscribing, and until next time, thanks for watching.